Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about op-amp as a differentiator. In the last video we have completed all the videos from first unit. So today we are going to the new unit called unit 2. In that we have different types of applications. In the last video or in the first unit we have discussed about the introduction of op-amp and the features of IC 741 and LM324, etc. So here in the second unit we are going to discuss about the various applications of op-amp, where we can use the op-amp, how we can use this op-amp in an effective way. So here today our first lecture for differentiator, how the op-amp acts as a differentiator, right? So here in the first unit we have discussed about the differential amplifier, right? So here the differential amplifier is different from differentiator. A small difference is there between these two. Differential amplifier amplifies the difference between two input signals, that is what VD equal to V1 minus V2, right? So here the VD is called as the difference between two input voltages. That VD will be amplified by using the differential amplifier, which provides high gain, right, but which consists of very low input impedance. That is a drawback for the differential amplifier, right? So we'll come back to the drawbacks of a differential amplifier in the upcoming videos. Okay, so but in this video we are going to discuss about the differentiator, how the op-amp will act as the differentiator, right? So as we already know that you might have studied about integrator and differentiator circuits. So we can design differentiator and integrator circuits by the help of resistor and capacitors, right? So when we give the input to the resistor and when we take the output across the capacitor, the type of configuration is known as RC low pass filter, right? So that RC low pass filter can act as an integrator, right? So when we give the input to the capacitor and when we take the output across the resistor, that type of configuration is referred to as RC high pass filter, right? At some particular condition or at some specific condition, the RC high pass filter will act like a differentiator, right? Okay, this is all about we studied in the previous years. Like you might have studied this topic in your second year or in your first year. I'm not sure about that in which year you have studied, but here we are going to discuss about the differentiator circuit with the help of op-amp, right? So here this is a differentiator circuit and we are giving the input Vin of D and the output is the differentiation of the input. The differentiator output is nothing but the rate of change of the input voltage, how much, at which rate or at what rate the input voltage is changing with respect to time. That is called as what? The output of the differentiator, right? And next one, for example, if I consider the differentiator output voltage for the input DC voltage, here this straight line indicates what? So it is the DC voltage, because here the straight line means no frequency, so zero frequency, right? And can you please guess the output of the differentiator? V out equal to d by dt of V in, right? So here V in equal to 1 volt because it is some constant value. D by dt of some constant value which always gives us the zero value, right? So the output voltage is zero because here the input voltage is not at all changing with respect to time. As the time increases or as the time progresses, the input voltage is same for all the time instance, right? For all the time the input voltage is at some constant value, so the output voltage will get is zero. And next one, when we take the square wave as our input signal, and here the square wave for the square wave we have very short transitions, right? So within zero time the input voltage is changing from 0 to 1, and within zero time or within no time the input voltage is changing from again 1 to 0, right? This is nothing but short transition, and this is also short transition. Okay, so these are the short transitions. Here for the square wave signal, the rise time is very high. Ideally it is infinite and practically it is going to have some very high value. So when we apply this input signal, square signal as the input for the differentiator, as we already know that d by dt of here the step, I hope you might have studied the signals and system subject in your second year, second sem or first sem I think. So there the differentiation of u of t that will give you the impulse, because the u of t is always equal to 1 whenever the t greater than 0, right? So here when we take u of t equal to 1, so here we'll get, when you differentiate that, obviously we'll get what we'll get the some 0 value, right? So differentiation of step, that will get what, the impulse, the sharp transition. This is also called as what, spikes. Okay, so when we differentiate the square wave signal by using the differentiator, so we'll get the impulses, right? So these are also called as what, spikes. These are the very high frequency spikes. And next one, the op-amp as integrator circuit, right? So a very small difference is there in between the op-amp as integrator and op-amp as differentiator. At the beginning of the class itself, I told you that whenever we give the input to the resistor and when we take the output across the capacitor, that configuration is called as what, RC low pass filter. But here we are not talking about RC low pass filter circuit, but here the concept is same for op-amp also. Here we are giving the input voltage V to the resistor R. We are taking the output across the capacitor C, right? So this op-amp, so this is a op-amp circuit, right? The integrated with the help of op-amp, right? So here we are taking the output across the capacitor, or else the capacitor is connected in the feedback connection. Here we have the negative feedback connection, because some fraction of output or some part of the output is fed back to the input input terminal, that is the negative terminal. So it is the negative feedback configuration, right? So the only difference between the integrator and differentiator is, so only the resistor R and capacitor C. When if we can interchange these two, capacitor and resistor, so in place of C we can place the resistor, or in place of R we can place the capacitor. That configuration or that circuit is called as what, differentiator, right? The differentiator in the sense high pass filter circuit. In the high pass filter, generally will take the output across the capacitor, across the resistor, and will give the input to the capacitor. This configuration or this circuit is referred to as op-amp as differentiator. Actually this is called as a differentiator, but we are using the op-amp here, right? So this is the op-amp as differentiator circuit. And next one, here you just see, as we already know that, or we already discussed about the virtual ground concept, because of having the negative feedback configuration, the op-amp should satisfy the virtual ground concept. So what is meant by the virtual ground concept? So what is the voltage that we have at the non-inverting terminal input, the same voltage will be appeared at the negative terminal of the op-amp. So for example, it is V1, so it is V2, right? So here the V1 is directly connected to ground, so the V1 equal to 0, and obviously according to the virtual ground concept, this voltage, the voltage at the inverting terminal is at 0 volts, right? So when we apply the KCL at this particular node, so before applying the KCL at this particular node, let's see the current which is flowing through this capacitor is indicated by IC, right? And after that, here we have some node. So for the ideal op-amp, the op-amp terminals should not draw any current, right? So whatever the current which is flowing through the capacitor, the total current will be flowing through the feedback resistor RF. That particular current is referred to as IF, that is what, feedback current. So when we apply the KCL at this particular node, we'll get what, IC equal to IF. As we already know that the KCL principle, right? The incoming currents is equal to outgoing currents, or otherwise we can so we can tell the definition of KCL in some other different way, like all the currents, sum of all the currents is equal to 0. So here whenever the current is coming towards this node, that current will be taken as the negative sign minus IC, And next one here, the IF, the feedback current is going away from this node, so we can consider the positive sign here. So minus IC plus IF equal to 0, so we can get IC equal to IF, right? So here you people already know that the capacitor current IC is equal to C into dVc by dt. But here, right, C into dVc by dt equal to, then how we can write this IF value? That current is calculated by the difference between these two voltages divided by RF. 0 minus V out divided by RF, right? So here the VC is approximately same as your Vn. So we can replace this Vc by Vn. C into dVn by dt equal to minus V out by Rf. When we rearrange this equation, so then we get V out equal to minus Rf into C dV in by dt. Right? So here Rf into C is referred as some constant value. Okay, that will give you some constant value. Or otherwise it is called as a time constant also. So here this negative sign indicates the output is the reverse of your input, that is nothing but this negative sign indicates a 180 degrees phase reversal of your input. So whenever, for example, if you give the sine wave as the input for the input for the inverting op amp, so obviously we'll get the cosine wave as the cosine wave as the output, because for example if I consider V equal to sine omega t, so then the differentiation of sine will be what? Cosine, cos omega t, but here we have minus, so minus of cos omega t is the output. So just you observe here, this is the input sine omega t, but as we already know that the cosine wave starting from here, actually it is not the actual cos omega t, so the cos omega t will start from here and it will go like this, but along with the cos omega t we also have the negative sign, so whatever the cos omega t waveform we have, that will be inverted, that is a 180 degrees phase reversal is applicable for that cos omega t, so we'll get the inversion of your cos omega t as the output for the differentiator, right? And next one, when we apply the triangular wave as the input for the differentiator, so this is nothing but, this part is nothing but, so it is the ramp, right? So collection of ramp something. So ramp indicated by R of t equal to t, right? So when you differentiate the when you differentiate the ramp, that is d by dt of t, obviously we'll get the step, right? Because the d by dt of t equal to 1. So 1 in the sense what? It is the step. So when you differentiate the ramp or when you differentiate the triangular wave, definitely will get a square waveform. So this is all about the simple differentiator, but here we have some limitations for the differentiator. The limitations are here, just observe here. When you consider the output voltage V out, so let us derive the expression, or let us derive the relationship between the output voltage and the input voltage. V out equal to, actually here we are giving the input for the inverting terminal, so the output, the relation between the input and output is given by V out equal to minus RF by R1 into V in, right? So here minus RF by the input resistor. Here in place of input resistance, so we have some capacitor. So here I am taking the reactance of the capacitor, that is indicated by XC, right? So here XC into V. So XC is given by 1 by omega C, right? 1 by, here omega is replaced by again 2 pi F. So we'll get 1 by omega C or 1 by 2 pi F into C. From this expression, what you are going to get here, what you understood from this expression, as frequency increases, the reactance of the capacitor will get decreased, right? So here V out by V in equal to, that is called as what? Called as gain of the op amp, A equal to minus RF into V in. 1 by XC equal to how much? 2 pi FC, right? So from this expression, this is a final expression, whatever we got here. From this expression, we come to know that as frequency F increases, the gain of the op amp will get increased, right? So here when we plot the graph between the frequency f and the gain in dB, so it